Man, technology just takes the worst days to just not work. We live? All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. So, Pavard, Nagelsmann, a very topical day. Obviously, we're going live here very late. I do apologize. Technical difficulties after technical difficulties, camera not working, microphone's not working, lights not working, things not turning on when I tell them to. It happens, but it's happening more often in the last 2 days than ever before. So, everyone, Pavard. There's been a lot of sources linking Pavard out of Bayern. Some sources saying Manchester United and Chelsea are interested in the French World Cup winner, Champions League winner. Take him, best defender of all time. Take him, please. He's so great. Come on, Chelsea fans. You know what it is. He's amazing. He's phenomenal. He's really good at doing his ability to is very good. So, yeah, buy Pavard. Lots of reasons, such as... Never mind. There's nothing good about Pavard. We're fleecing you. Let's be honest. No, see, look, Pavard is a do-a-job merchant. And that's all he'll ever be. He'll never give you exceptional ability. And he'll never give you something that makes you go, whoa, I never saw that happen in football in my life. When Alphonso Davies plays the left-back position, you see him and he just light bulbs, man. He's great defensively, great going forward. I don't know why there's this narrative that Davies needs to improve defensively. No, he doesn't. He's amazing defensively. He reads situations well. I don't know why people say that. I think they say that because he attacks so often, so they associate that with defensive dereliction of duty. But it's not true at all. But when Pavard's on the ball, when he plays, it's just so simple. There's nothing new. There's no creativity. There's no burst of energy from his side. Our right-hand side was lacking a lot in the last few seasons. And it's interesting because we won a Champions League with Kimmich at right back. And that felt so natural. So Pavard getting sold is not something I would cry about. I wouldn't really mind it. If we're playing a back three, then yeah, kinda. We should probably keep him, right? Because then we'll have three defenders to cover for, well, actually, no, just two defenders to cover for the three. If it's going to be Upamecano, De Ligt, and Hernandez, you're going to have Pavard and Nianzou as the cover. But if you're playing a back two, then you don't really need one of those. I don't want us to play a back three next season. I don't. Back threes aren't a Bayern thing. That's some freaking Chelsea nonsense, man. That's some Thomas Tuchel football. I'm not a fan of it. I prefer a back four. It's the way we should play and always play. So Pavard leaving, let me know your opinions. What do you think about that in the comments? If you're watching after in the live chat now. Because if I'm being honest, I'm tired of Pavard. I'm tired of criticizing him. When I had my Twitter account, my personal Twitter, I got banned, blocked by Pavard. Pavard blocked me, man. I used to make these clips of his mistakes. I was so obsessed with Pavard. I was tweeting everything about Pavard and what he wasn't doing and what he was doing. His crossing is underwhelming. He always floats his balls. That sounds weird, but he floats everything because he doesn't have the technical finesse to put it on the ground or whip something in. It's fast-paced and goes exactly where it needs to go. We complain about Davies' consistency in his crosses, but Pavard is significantly worse because he doesn't get assists at all. With Davies, we know he has the ability to get 15 assists in a season if he really wants to in all competitions combined. But Pavard, it's a completely different story. So, yeah, I'm tired of talking about Pavard, right? I'm tired of it. People understand what I think about him. I'm tired of it. Now, really and honestly speaking, how much money does he go for? 15 to 20 million. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I have in my mind. Also, I have a really big, important question for everyone watching this right now. For every Bayern fan in the world, I have a really important question. People say Pavard isn't built for the Premier League. Pavard lacks the pace. It's not just the pace. He lacks the IQ sometimes. If you see how we defend and press, he always gets just outplayed. Like it'll be 2 passes behind him and they're through. I don't know, man. I don't really see why Pavard is rated by a lot of people. He won the World Cup. Great. So did Benjamin Mendy. But yeah, obviously Pavard did start in the World Cup. My criticism of Pavard has never been that he is incapable of doing good things. It's that he doesn't do good things. but that doesn't mean he's incapable of it. It means he just chooses to never attack. He chooses, I guess, to get bypassed. That sometimes there's a thing called the mediocre average player who's just slightly better than the average player. Pavard can play simple passes all day, but it's not interesting. It doesn't do anything. He can defend 8 out of 10 times, but the 2 times he does, actually 6 out of 10 times, the 4 times he doesn't, that's when we needed him. He will never change anything about Bayern if he leaves or if he stays. We will not improve with him staying, and we will not decrease in quality with him leaving because he's an average footballer. He's a do-a-job merchant. You put him in, he does his job. He defends okay. He attacks rarely, but sometimes okay. His crosses are okay. They'll never get assist. And then he always tries the volleys because that's the only thing unique about him. Shooting from outside the box, apparently. And volleys and wonder goals. So that's my issue with Pavard. I have a question for everyone watching this right now. If Julian Nagelsmann were to leave Bayern, who would be his replacement? It's a really interesting question because there's people that say, Nagelsmann out, but never really offer a solution. So once again, if Julian Nagelsmann were to be sacked in the middle of next season, let's say we're not performing well, we're trash, I don't know. What do you think happens? Who do we go for? Someone said Zidane. I trust Nagelsmann, but if we sack him, then Zidane. I want Nagelsmann to play a 4-2-2 or 4-2-3-1, 4 at the back. I don't want this freaking 3 at the back thing. I don't want that. People are saying Zidane. They're saying Joachim Low. Oh, come on. Don't joke about that. Maybe Hansi Flick could come back to Bayern after the World Cup. Has no one ever considered that Flick really wants to win something with Germany? I would love another Hansi Flick situation. We just take a manager out of nowhere and they just become great at Bayern. Flick wasn't some world-class known name, but he fixed our problems. He managed the team. He hugged the players. People were happy at Bayern, and he did incredible things. Imagine if we backed Hansi Flick the way we did Nagelsmann. The problem with Hansi, he was obsessed with some trash ballers. He wanted Timo Werner at Bayern. Kai Havertz was a good player, but I don't think the club was ever going to go for him because he was way too expensive. Well, I mean, in hindsight, we could have probably afforded to buy him. So what does everyone think? I would love Hansi Flick back. It's like, you just let your ex-girlfriend, your new girlfriend's not better than your ex. So you always think about your ex. When you're smashing your new girlfriend, you're thinking about your ex, man. You're thinking about how good it was, how tight you were with her. So you were thinking about those things. But with this new one, she's boring, man. She's boring you. That's what it's like with Flick and Nagelsmann. Sometimes I see Nagelsmann not perform as well, and then I just think about Flick. Right. There's a reason why Flick left. It's because him and Brazo didn't see eye to eye, clearly. And Flick wasn't backed enough. The board didn't trust him to give him enough money. They gave him Bonasar and Choupo-Moting. They got rid of Thiago and expected this guy to be happy. He wasn't. The BS excuse in the documentary was that Hansi was just tired of the interviews. That's not true. So people will put Zidane in there. I don't think we should go for Zidane at all. unless we're strictly focused on the Champions League. The problem with Zidane is that his play style isn't really good for week in, week out. He plays defensive in big games. It's counterattacking. It's never going to be something Bayern go for. I posted the same question on Twitter. And by the way, if you're just joining us, the question was, and it's a really good question, who would you get as a replacement if Julian Nagelsmann were to be sacked in a hypothetical situation? Not that I want him sacked. I'm just saying. Any female coach recommendations? No, I want no female coach, man. Don't be like it. Get a woman coach that's hot so the boys could perform better. I'm going to click on your comment so everyone can shame you for using women to motivate players. But yeah, you're right. Sane might start dribbling well when he sees a pair of freaking watermelons on the sidelines. He might do some good. He might do some good things. Poach Tedesco. We don't want to do that. Come on, 2 freaking Leipzig coaches. That would be horrible. I think Tedesco's genuinely interested in staying at Leipzig. I have a feeling because he knows the club. Erik ten Hag might leave Manchester United to join Bayern, dependent on how his tenure at United goes. I think ten Hag will coach us one day. He was supposed to be the follow-up to Kovac. We wanted ten Hag, but he wanted to finish the season at Ajax because he felt it was disrespectful to leave him mid-season. So he was just shutting down the speculation. But he was our main replacement. And then Flick just became what he was. Ten Hag and Bayern will be together one day. I guarantee you that. Whether he gets sacked at United is actually a question I can't answer. I think he'll do well at Manchester United. And then if Bayern call him, he'll have to leave because Bayern is probably his dream job. This man came up at Bayern. He was an assistant manager under Pep. No, actually, he was coaching the youth academy. He would want to coach Bayern Munich. So I think Ten Hag is obviously an option. But for now, I mean, in 2 months or 3 months, Nagelsmann isn't performing well. The bosses are questioning whether or not they want to sack him because they want to secure their investment. Buying all these players means they want a return. They want these players to perform. So if they don't, they're going to think about Nagelsmann. He's the easiest thing to get rid of because you can't just get rid of Matisse Tell. You can't get rid of all the players you signed. So you're just going to have to find a new coach. We can't get Pep because Pep is obsessed with City, and we don't want Pep anyways. Because that time at Bayern's over. We don't need Pep right now. What we need is someone like Hansi Flick, attacking fluid football, pissed off if the scoreline isn't more. Man, I miss Flick. But Nagelsmann is our coach. I still believe in Julian Nagelsmann, by the way. It's just a hypothetical question because I'm interested in the answer. Because a lot of people keep saying, I don't like Nagelsmann. And I get it. You don't like his decisions from last season, but there were points where we played good football. He changed Sané's career for the better. Now, how that went downhill after, I don't know. Bro, Leroy Sané needs to do something special next season. He needs to be so freaking consistent. We got to get back to booing Sané because when we were booing him, that's when he started performing. This is so freaking bad, man. Sané was just giving the ball to City like he played for them still. I'm going to read these comments. We do have a fantastic manager. Nagelsmann is the future. Xabi Alonso knows Bayern too. Well, Alonso would want to coach Bayern and Real Madrid because he played for us, maybe Liverpool. But just because he did, and he was a great midfielder, doesn't mean he can actually coach. There's a lot of players that were good players that will never be good coaches. Andrea Pirlo is a perfect example of that. Great bowler, composed, smart on the field, apparently can't manage and coach. He couldn't coach his way out of a freaking paper bag. So, I don't know. I need Nagelsmann to prove a lot of people wrong because I want to be happy with my coach. I don't want us playing a back three. It doesn't work. The issue is people say our performances were good with a back three. No, they weren't. there were games where we barely created chances. We had the worst second half of the season in a while for Bayern standards. Leipzig outperformed us in the Bundesliga, and we still won the league. But that was because we performed so well in the beginning of the season. People don't realize how easily we could lose the Bundesliga if we're freaking rotating around systems. If we're playing a back three one day and a front four or a back four the next, it's going to be a weird thing. I don't want to play a three at the back. I don't want three defenders. I want two. I want Kimmich to drop in between the center backs because I feel like that's his best position, opening defenses up. We just signed De Ligt, who is great in a back two. De Ligt is not a back three player. He's a complete defender, which means he doesn't need to be babysat with two freaking fast. If you had a big, tall, blocky defender like Harry Maguire, and it was in the England national team, then you'd play two fast defenders next to him, whether that's Kyle Walker or John Stones next to him. And then you can remove the fact that Harry Maguire doesn't have pace, and then he can win headers and dominate in the middle of the back three. But if you're Bayern, you have De Ligt, who's fast as a mother zucker, and then Hernandez, who's also an exceptional defender, Upamecano, who's great and fast, Nianzou, who's also fast and can do a lot of good things, Pavard, trash. But if you have your core defenders that are all good in a back two, back four formation, why would you have a back three? A back three lessens your attack because it takes one. It means you have one less attacker. I don't know why people don't understand that. Yes, you can say, but your fullbacks become your wingers, and then your midfielders can gain more license because there's an extra defender. Yeah, but if you just played a 4-2-3-1, your fullbacks would still get involved in the attack and actually add more numbers. And we won a Champions League with that. Chelsea are probably the only team that have won a Champions League recently playing a back three. That tells you a lot. The best teams play back fours because your pressing game is so much better. I feel like in a back three, you can get opened easily because your defenders are effectively man marking every single player. I'm not a fan. If the other team is playing a three formation, so a three up front formation, that means all your defenders are occupied with one person. But if you're playing a back four formation, it means your center back focuses on the striker, your one center back. And then the other center back acts as the shadow while your fullbacks take care of the wing backs. For me, that feels like it's better defensively. A back three is good in a counter pressing, counter attacking team because you can sit back and it's effectively a five at the back, and then with another bank of midfielders and your strikers drop in. It works for a lot of teams. But at Bayern, the way we play, Davies is going to be a winger anyways in a back three. So we really only have three defenders as opposed to four. Whereas if Davies had a responsibility to defend someone and felt like there were less defenders, he would probably run back more often. And Davies is a better left back than he is a left wing back. I don't know why people think Davies is a wing back. He's not. He's so good defensively. He gives us everything. Why would we not utilize his running up and down the field? Oh, man. Why can't we just be simple? Why do we have to complicate it? Nagelsmann has coached a 4-2-3-1 at Leipzig. He knows how to use them. What he wants is for every player to be able to play every position. He wants us to rotate and change how we play every 5 minutes in games. And sometimes you don't need to do that. If something is working, just keep it. And for the philosophy at Bayern, I feel like he'll get sacked if he plays a back three and it doesn't work. Ah, man. Bayern plays a high line as well because we press so much. So I feel like having an additional defender takes away from your press. It means your defenders get drawn out easily. Like I was saying, most teams will play with a 4-2-3-1, and there's one striker usually, right? the center back takes the one striker, whether that's De Ligt or Lucas Hernandez. So one center back takes the striker. It's always like that. It's always the bigger center back who can win headers. They usually go with the striker to win headers, and it's a really smart thing. Or it rotates if the striker goes to the other center back, but usually it's one. Then the other center back will drop in and cover. So if you lose the header, you have someone behind that's able to recover very quickly. And then you'll have two midfielders in front that can combine. And you have a four that can basically keep this one striker quiet. With a back three, you basically have three defenders and wingers, like two wingers. That's what they are. Wing backs, they're just wingers at Bayern, the way we play. So now Lucas Hernandez, if he's on the left center back position and Upa's on the right center back position, have to take care of the wingers as opposed to Davies dropping deeper to cover the space, because Davies is going to know, oh, Upamecano has him covered. But it leaves you more open because you press high. When we're pressing high, it means if one player gets dribbled past, now Upa has to leave, and then the striker can just make a run. And now De Ligt has to move out of position to go cover the striker, who's now running into the space left by his teammate dribbling past one of our players. And now you're completely open. That's my problem. You see it so often with back threes. Chelsea can do it because Chelsea spend the majority of matches in bigger games, of course, defending. They have like 40% possession, 35%. Tuchel doesn't mind not having the ball. But at Bayern, we're one of the best teams in the world. We can't be playing a back three, man. I refuse to believe that's the way forward. I don't like it. We were robbed against City somehow, right? The foul wasn't really a foul. I don't know. Who should our starting 11 be against Leipzig? For me, I think Gravenberch has proved himself, so he's going to be in the midfield. Here's how I'll line up. Manuel Neuer in goal, obviously. Noose at right back. Get rid of Pavard. Sell him. Not my problem. Center back, it's going to be Lucas Hernandez and Upamecano. The reason I say that is because De Ligt just arrived. And I feel like we just need to ease him in. I mean, we could just drop him immediately, but Upa did well. So why not reward him for playing well against City, playing well against Holland, right? So I'd reward him in that sense. Take him off at halftime if you have to, right? Left back is going to be Davies, Gravenberch, Kimmich in the midfield. Man, I'm doubting Kimmich in the midfield, to be honest. Or we could go to 4-3-3, but I want a 4-2-3-1 because Thomas Müller is best utilized in the Ramdator position. Müller works better with a striker next to him. Shocker. Or in front of him, not next to him. Müller works better with a striker in front of him, right? De Ligt needs more fitness. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't seem unfit. He's been training for Juve for a while. What it is he just came in and he needs to learn a little bit more about how we play, right? I'm guessing. So after Kimmich and Gravenberch in midfield, right wing, it's going to be Kingsley Coman. Left wing, it's going to have to be Sane. Because even though he was trash against City, he showed me a few things against DC United. In that cam position, I'll still go with Thomas Müller. But Jamal Musiala and Vidovic have been proving a lot in preseason, so Muller's going to have to be cautious. If he doesn't perform after 45 minutes, you take him off because there's no point. And then Gnabry. But because it's a cup game, I'm really looking for experience. Oh, shoot. No. Oh, I did put Coman in there. I thought I didn't put Coman. And also Sadio Mane is in Senegal. So, or no, he just moved from Senegal to Munich. So he's going to have less training. And you're not going to want to just throw him in there. And then you take some players off at halftime. Do we still have 5 subs, everyone? I think so. And then you play Mane. I wouldn't just go right ahead. I mean, Nagelsmann probably will slap Mane into a team that he's new to. Yes, he played at Liverpool, so he's familiar with how to play. But you got to, it's Leipzig, and it's a cup game that no one cares about. It's basically the German Community Shield Cup. That's what it is. I don't care about the DFL Super Cup. For all I care, Leipzig can have. They can have it. They can have it, man. Now, someone in the comments was like, "Oh, it's only preseason. Like, oh, don't look too far into it." I'm not looking too far into it. I could care less about that game. The problem is, I don't want us playing a back three. that's my rant. So, yeah, I want all of you to understand that. But preseason has nothing to do with the actual season, because you can lose preseason games, you can win them. They don't have any real meaning, right? You shouldn't judge players based off of preseason too much. But sometimes you should. Like Gravenberch did well, and we should play him because he adds a different element to our game. And I think yesterday we missed Goretzka. People forget. Leon Goretzka was a key factor in our Champions League winning midfield with Thiago and himself. That physicality is so crucial. He made those Barca players in 2020 look small and puny and weak. His runs were fascinating. He would win the ball, recover, his pace. Goretzka was deeply missed. He keeps the game simple. And to be honest, in a little sense, maybe that's what Leimer gives you. Just that box to box, just running around. The thing is, Goretzka can actually do more than just, like run around. He can actually pass. People say, well, what do you mean? You see that one first touch pass against Barcelona? He got the ball, and he was literally facing against the goal. And he freaking just scooped it to Gnabry, and we scored the second goal. You remember that? That's what Goretzka can do. And he's coming out of a midfield position, occupying the half space, and gets the ball to Gnabry. He also scores a lot of goals. People forget, Goretzka usually started a lot of games, the goal scoring in games, not started the games like on the team sheet, but he would start scoring for us. He'll start the one goal we need, and then it opens the opposition up. Then Lewandowski gets his hat trick, and it looks like he did it. But it was Goretzka that scored the first goal. He would do that a lot, or scored the second goal. Remember when we played Schalke? He scores these great goals. And his finishing is really underrated. His shooting is very underrated. So we miss Goretzka. Our midfield isn't complete without him. And I think with Gravenberch, it's different because Gravenberch is more of a number 8. Whereas Goretzka can give you the maturity, right? No, Gravenberch does recover. Maybe that's why we played so well when Ryan Gravenberch came in, because he gives us kind of the same things that Goretzka gives us, but without the goals, because I don't think Gravenberch scores too much. Does he have that many goals for Ajax? I know he has a long shot in him, but it's not like he's scoring, edge of the box, some freaking bangers, right? I don't think he's doing that yet. But it's in his game, so he'll learn it. Gravenberch gives you the physicality that you need as well. He's big. And then he gives you the technical capability. It's like a freaking cherry on top of a cake. Yeah, you need technical players, but sometimes you need players that just keep the game simple. Goretzka's really technical in a different way. Like, he's technical as in his passes are just crisp. He just keeps it simple, but in a good way. He keeps it simple forward. Like, he doesn't need to try long balls every time he touches the ball, but he'll just get a pass in between the lines, run after it, get it back, pass it off to the wings. That he just evaded pressure. He doesn't need a dribble like Gravenberch. He doesn't need to make a crazy pass like Kimmich. He doesn't need to get fouled. He just powers his way through the midfield with passing and simplicity. And sometimes he drives with the ball forward. I miss Goretzka, man. I miss him. Gravenberch takes Goretzka's place. That wouldn't be a good balance for the midfield. Gravenberch isn't defensively as intelligent as Goretzka because he's 20. Dude, I forgot. I've been saying Gravenberch is 22 for a long time. He's 20, man. He's the same age as me. Oh, he's 4 months older. No, I was born in January. No. He's older than me. What am I talking about? Gravenberch is older than me. Let me see his goals. 7 goals in Eredivisie, more assists. Hey, he has goals in his game, right? Let's see Goretzka's goals. 71. Dang, Gravenberch played a lot. See, that's what I like. I didn't realize he played that. I thought like the last 2 seasons were his breakout. But looks like my man, Goretzka has 36 goals. So that's almost the same ratio. Almost the same ratio. 3 in the Champions League. Yeah, man. Well, yeah. Well, I didn't realize Goretzka had that many goals. But secondly, in the Bundesliga, man, I thought you would have had 36 in general. Oh, no, crap. Goals for Bayern. Why can't I need to find that. How many goals does he have for Bayern specifically? Because I'm looking at all the Bundesliga goals he has. Last season, he scored 3 goals. Season before, scored 5. So it gives you some goals. First season at Bayern, he scored 8, played 30 games. Next season after that, 24 games, 6 goals, getting a lot of assists as well. Georgian Bursch. I need some Bayern curtains. Nah, that's cringe. I find it cringy when people's rooms just have things like their sports team, and that's cringy to me. Like I can't in good faith think that's cool. I'm not putting a Bayern flag next to the US flag. Come on, that's it's cringy, man. Like it's just cringy. It's like yeah. Do you want me to put Ian Robin's face? Okay, here's what I could do. No, even that's weird. I think just having other people's names and logos in my room just feels weird. Like, all right, if I took Ian Robin's farewell jersey, which I paid for, and framed it, is that what it's called when you put a jersey in the case thing and just hang it on the wall? Maybe I could do that. I don't think I could ever put a Bayern flag in my... Like, flags represent countries, not freaking clubs, in my opinion. Like, Bayern isn't a country. I would find it so weird to have a Bayern flag. That's just me personally. Like, for I'm an elegant person. I can't have my room is clean all the time, dude. There's a little... I do laundry very consistently. I make my bed every morning. I have to have my room looking elegant. The only 2 things I have are some Jesus posters that I bought from Display. They haven't sponsored me yet, so don't buy anything from them until they sponsor. Yeah, I think it would be weird for me to do it. It'd be out of place, out of character, and my room needs to match my character. So that flag stays because I love it. But anything else is just overkill. Yeah, even my setup, it's just elegant, clean, no cables everywhere. I took hours, man, and spent a lot of money buying this thing. I bought this thing. Turns out the cables would just fly off. I bought a special tape. Turns out the tape's weak. What do you think about the formation? Let's play a 4-2-3-1. There's people saying we could play a 4-3-3. I think a 4-3-3, and that's actually what we did. Well, no, we played a 3-man midfield at some point in that game. I'm not sure if it was a 5-3-2 or something. I don't know. We played Kimmich as a deeper midfielder, and Gravenberch and Musiala were next to each other in front of Kimmich. So I don't need it for this channel. I don't. I could just get a green screen. I'm not putting a Bayern flag in my room. That's cringe, man. Come on. I don't want to be that guy. I need a Pavard statue. No, come on. We're not. The streets aren't accepting this. The streets are saying you should be whipped for this behavior. That's what the streets are saying. The streets are saying you should be whipped for that behavior, man. Bonasar should play versus Leipzig. Oh my gosh. Yeah. What happened to Bonasar? Did he finally leave us? Yes. Oh, Gravenberch had an interview with Kicker. Said he's doing well at Bayern. Feels good. New teammates, new club, new coach. Everything's feeling good. And he actually said on the comparisons between him and Paul Pogba, I often hear that. This comparison was there since I was a youth player at Ajax. It's difficult for me to say, but we have some similarities. The way he moves on the pitch, his body, he's also big and has long legs. They look the same, dude. Yeah. I think people forget Pogba's a really good footballer. It's just Manchester United as a club that sucks. Gravenberch also said, my ex-coach Erik ten Hag also told me that Bayern is simply a great club and that I would make the right decision if I moved here. That's interesting. That's interesting. Wait, so, I mean, that tells you Ten Hag still wants to play coach Bayern one day. I think we have Nagelsmann can easily turn this around. He can easily turn this around. Turn what around, George? What was I going to say? Oh, by just playing players in the right positions. Playing our youngsters more. Like, if we don't see Vidovic ball out more in the Bundesliga or even in these useless Pokal matches, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be annoyed if we're sitting here. It's the World Cup, and none of our players, like our youngsters, have gotten any meaningful opportunities. If we get injuries and I'm seeing Choupo-Moting start games, I'm going to be annoyed, man. If we get an injury and I'm seeing Bonasar play at right back instead of Stanisic, I'm going to be annoyed. I want to see these young players that are coming in from our academy ball. Thomas Muller came from our academy. Alaba came from the Bayern Academy. We developed Kimmich as a player. I mean, yeah, you can say he was already, developed, but he wasn't really somebody until he joined us. Come on. I want to see everyone get a chance. Musiala needs to start cooking. I'm jealous watching Pedri ball out for Barcelona. We just lost Lewandowski. This is a perfect opportunity to have 3 youngsters compete to be our next big attacker, like the face of our attack. Muller's getting old. I'm actually happy Thomas Muller is starting to look his age or play his age a little bit. Slower now. You can tell his body is just, you watched it. He kind of got pocketed by Ake and the other City defender, Ruben Diaz. I'm glad that's happening because we got Musiala next to him. But Nagelsmann needs to go, all right, Muller, you're sitting on the bench today. Even though you're a Bayern legend, you're one of the greatest players to play for us. You've achieved all these things. Musiala's playing because you didn't make that one pass the other game. That's what I want. I would love more than anything to see our young players get a chance. So Nagelsmann needs to do that. Matisse Tell He needs to play, bro. I'm not kidding. I want to see him start against Leipzig. There's a part of me, but I know it's a cup match. Nagelsmann wants all the trophies, so he's going to play the strongest team he can, the team he's familiar with, and we'll probably win, but it'll be like some intense game with 3 goals, and it'll be like, no, not 3 goals. It'll be like 4-2, Leipzig press us, and Kunku scores a brace, and we just get away with it. But we don't really learn anything. For me, that's a preseason game. I say give Leipzig the trophy. I think once he irons down a good rotation and momentum, we will start to see Tell start. That's interesting because Nagelsmann said he expects Tell to be one of the best strikers in the world and for him to score double digits, so 10-plus goals this season in the Bundesliga. Julian, man. So basically, Tell will play. He'll play. The pressure is too big for Nagelsmann to play youngsters. That's because we have a lot of good youngsters. I'd say Vidovic is generational, bruh. Dude, the way he moves is it's different. He moves me, as the Twitter stands will say. Vidovic moves me. You're like Shakira. Just feeling moved. Oh, I watched the Barca Real Madrid game, which I don't know why Barca fans are treating preseason like it's the season, because they know what they know what Real Madrid are gonna do, man. They know they're gonna lose La Liga again. They're celebrating preseason like it's some big deal. When you have actual stakes in the game, come back to me. Haaland's talking about his first win against Bayern. Bro, this game don't count, you dumb bastard. I hope Haaland's one of those players that never wins a game against Bayern. And I hope we draw Man City in the Champions League in a semifinal, because I think we would probably not play like that. Do you think Musiala is better than Phil Foden? No, not at the moment. Hey, crap. I wanted to watch Foden yesterday. What happened to Phil Foden? Not at the moment. Jamal Musiala has a high ceiling, but why are we playing this kid at CDM in midfield? Play him in the rightful positions. Play Musiala as an attacker. We want to see goals. One of the best things about Hansi Flick was Musiala scored 2 goals in the youth academy. The next game he's playing for our main team, and he's coming on and doing La Croquetas. That was beautiful. Doing the Iniesta shuffle. Come on. So we got to see that. We don't want to see Musiala at freaking central midfield. Come on. Just because you want versatility as a player doesn't mean you should forsake their development. We want Musiala to develop to be a freaking killer in front of goal. We want his dribbles to turn into assists and goals. That's how he improves. None of this play him at DM so he can learn how to defend. Why? I don't care about Musiala tackling. In fact, I want to puke when he makes a challenge, because I'm like, bro, you should be on the edge of the opposition's box, freaking making their defenders tackle you, not the other way around. Not on on the edge of our box. Imagine, the Gravenberch is going to be a code. Man, I love that guy already. Bro, he's saucy. He's saucy. I feel I can relate with him because I kind of play the way I play midfield, because I'm a midfielder myself. Not a DM, though. I'm a Paul Pogba midfielder. Well, no, I did play CDM my last year when we played football in high school. And then COVID happened, and I just decided to quit the game. I retired. I had a meniscus injury, so couldn't play anymore. It was a terrible injury on me. But I have the long limbs that Gravenberch and Pogba have. My teammates call me Pogba because the play style is almost the same, because I really like their play style. So I usually emulated Pogba. I just had a little bit more work rate. The defending was better for me, to be honest. Yeah, the midfield, just dribbling, man. The freaking ice cold ability. I could dribble on the edge of my own box. I once nutmegged 3 people in a row. Oh, I remember this. People were just sitting on the sidelines, just gassing me up. It was a game. I think it was their winger. I took the ball near the halfway line. 1 nutmeg. Oh, man, I was cold, dude. And then I nutmegged like their fullback, and then their midfielder came in, nutmegged him. Ah! Bayern signed me. I'll play right back instead of. Oh no, I'll play. I'm not a striker. I don't score goals, man. I don't. I never scored a goal. I got a lot of assists though. I have an assist in me. I think about creating chances. If I was in front of goal, I'd probably start dribbling to pass the ball. I don't know how to score it, man. Although I do have a wicked shot in me outside the box. It's weird. I can't shoot in the box. I can shoot outside of it because there's more thinking. I'm amazing! Someone says, calm down. Everything is nice. I don't know what that means. I think Nagelsmann's plan will be to play 4-2-2 and 3-5-2. Yeah, I predicted this. I said if the 4-2-2 was for the DC United game. And the 3-5-2, we're probably going to play a back 3 in big games. And that makes me sick because at Bayern, we're the big team. There are no big teams bigger than us. Well, you can say, well, shut up. We're equal. Well, we're not equal Real Madrid. They're Claire, man. Let's be honest. They have so many Champions Leagues. We're at least equal historically with Barcelona. And that's only because of Messi, let's be honest. Barca were nothing without Messi. Johan Cruyff was all we had. We had Beckenbauer, Gerd Müller, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. We had everyone. Oliver Kahn. Yeah, isn't that a perfect partnership? De Ligt being the leader that's amazing with the ball. I wouldn't say he's amazing with the ball. I'd say he's Ajaxed with the ball. He plays like an Ajax player. And you get the aggressive, fast Bulldogs on the side of him. No, man. You're saying it like De Ligt can't freaking keep up with Mbappe. De Ligt is a fast mother zucker, man. Watch De Ligt against Mbappe. Watch him against Gnabry. Watch him pocket Lewandowski. He's the main center back. He doesn't need 2 freaking fast zuckers around him. Back threes ain't it. I already explained this. It's not it. It makes us defensively non-solid. Exchange Pavard plus money for Kane. You think Spurs would take that? Well, Pavard's name was Benjamin. Yeah, that's an English name. Benjamin Pavchards. No. What's a British name that starts with P? They'd be paying a lot of money. Chouameni is leagues above Declan Rice. Camavinga's leagues above Declan Rice. And guess who is probably gonna cost more compared to those players individually? Declan Rice. Yeah, Benjamin Peter. If that was Pavard's name, yeah, he'd be 80 mil minimum. Manchester United would love to have Pavard, in my opinion. I think they would enjoy Pavard. You're hurting my brain, Jayit. You're hurting my brain. Says I don't prefer a back 3, but Nagelsmann certainly does. And to me, it makes sense with the players we have. How does it make sense? De Ligt is a player that has never played in a back 3. Upamecano is a player that has. Maybe you might get more out of Upamecano with a back 3. Yeah, I don't know. But at Leipzig, he played a 4-2-3-1, a 4-2-2. Happened at Leipzig. Someone says stop yelling. Look, man, that's just how my voice works. All right, everyone. We went from talking about Pavard to talking about back threes and come on, we went way off topic. But for me, our system should be a 4-2-3-1. It's the Bayern philosophy. Oh my gosh, why is Pep touching Kimmich? Why? Don't touch our bowler. Don't touch him. Okay? Don't touch Kimmich. You can say hi and that's it. Say hi and leave. Don't ever talk to him again. Pep's that creep that keeps trying to talk to your kid. Bro, you're 50. Why are you at a playground? We know you're a pedo. Weirdos. Ugh. Oh, nice coat. Yeah, thank you. I was filming something today. And it just, yeah, that's why I was wearing this. And church, obviously. So I love him, and he played like that for Atletico. Oh man, I love Lucas Hernandez, bro. Oh, there's some people on Twitter. Man, Twitter is a weird cesspool. There's some people that constantly criticize Lucas Hernandez, and I don't get it, especially after last season, because you're saying it like our performances were solely down to Lucas. Lucas did his job. He performs when we call upon him. He rarely makes errors. Lucas is sensational. He plays like Sergio Ramos, and he's getting fit. I have to respect it. Whatever we're giving Lucas Hernandez to eat, he must keep eating that because he's staying fit, man. Staying fit. So I can't wait to see Lucas and De Ligt in a back two, and Upamecano is the cover. By the way, doesn't it make it worse if we had a back three? Because we would flood warning. We would be using so many defenders so often that if one gets injured, now there's only one that's like available. If the other defender got injured, it strains the system more. And if you're selling Pavard, that makes it worse. If we're selling Pavard, I think we'll play a back four. If we don't sell him, we'll play a back three regularly. All right. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching. You should do a Bundesliga season prediction video, breakout stars, top scorers, league winners. Gosh, Benno, great ideas, my mans. I never do prediction videos for games, right? I can do them for, I can say Bayern win it or Leipzig win it. Yeah, I will do this. You convince me. Maybe is there anyone here that would be interested in featuring in a BayernNow video? Not. Have I ever done this? Yeah, I'd like to talk to, obviously you would need a webcam and yeah, I'm sure there's people here on this channel that have a lot of opinions and they want to share their opinions. I think it'd be fun to just, I have an idea, right? So I watched this channel called The Big Six, and it's like they're a bunch of now Premier League fans, and I got really jealous because there's nothing for the Bundesliga. I have an idea for a European edition. It'd be like the Big Five or the legendary three, and it's like Bayern, Real Madrid, and Barcelona. And we just banter back and forth. I think that'd be phenomenal. But one, I have to find a Barcelona fan that also has a channel that also can be entertaining, that people are going to enjoy watching. I can't just bring some dude on who can't be funny and just stuck up. And I want a Real Madrid fan. Or I can do a Bundesliga version of the Big Six. But really, it's just a rivalry. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. I don't know. Do y'all still watch Josh JJD TV? He switched his content to the Canadian team, but he's technically still a Dortmund fan, right? I would imagine he'd be down to do it. He'd be like our Dortmund fan, and then we can have a Leipzig fan, which is harder to. You'll probably find less guns in America. No, you'll find more guns in North Korea. You'll find more armed citizens in North Korea than Leipzig fans in the world. So I'm gonna have to find a Leipzig fan. Yeah, that concept could work. I don't know. Let me know your ideas. I always want to bring people on the channel. All right, but I do have to go. But if you do want to feature on the channel, I need you to do something. You're gonna go to your computer, go to BayernNow. There's a place in the About section. It's called Business Inquiries. You're gonna click that and email me. Or screw that. Just DM me on Twitter. Yeah, my DMs are open on Twitter. Yes, DM me on Twitter. Obviously, you're gonna tell me where you're from. Obviously, you need to speak English because I can't speak German. That's just gonna be awkward. You're just sitting there, and I'm over here like, yeah, of course. I don't know what you're saying, but of course. So I think it'd be fun. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia, and peace.